What's up? I'm gonna say awesome YouTubers. It's a habit. What's up, my awesome YouTubers? It's Justin or Ryan1988, and this is a new podcast that I'm doing with a buddy of mine who you see on the screen right over there. That guy. But no, back right there.
Me.
And this is Double Edge Cinema. And we'll talk about what this is gonna be. But first off, let's talk about my co-host or my second in demand or my first in demand.
First in demand. All right, my name is TJ. I have a little bit of background in social media, not quite as long as Justin has. I streamed for a couple years on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube under the name Scream Streams. We can drop a link in the chat later on for that. Yep. But yeah, that's really it. Not too much. I will apologize ahead of time right now. We are a little bit later than we expected to be going live. I work 2 jobs and my second job ran a little bit later, but we're here. We're happy to be here. I've known Justin for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And we both work together now. I don't know if you're okay with me saying that. We work together in personal lives.
Yeah.
And what's up, Nathan? We got some people in the chat already too.
Nathan, Stacy, what's up?
Yeah, but yeah, we've known each other for a while. We've always both. I mean, obviously, Justin loves movies. I've always been a big fan of movies, and we talk about movies literally every day at work. And we just kind of, honestly, we kind of got pushed into doing this by our coworkers.
We did. We were I wanted to get back into live streaming, but then you were interested in it. I'm like, yes, let's do this. And so you got to give credit to TJ because Double Edge Cinema, you came up with that, dude. I mean, we talked about it, but you came up with that awesome name.
It was through a lot of error before we hit gold. We definitely was mining for a bit before we struck this gold.
Yeah. But it's awesome. Like TJ said, we work together outside of our podcast that we're doing now, and both big movie fans. And I've known TJ for a long time. Like when I did the family video days, he would walk in there. So hope you don't mind me saying that, but yeah, I've known TJ for a long time. So
I didn't know how much of your personal life you share on the internet. I know some people are kind of private about it. Some people don't really care. So I didn't really want to be like, yeah, he worked at Family Video. That's how we met each other. Stuff like that.
I don't mind that. People know me. I worked at Family Video. So I don't mind. So, but no, we've been just friends for a long time. We work together, and we got to thank our coworkers for also coming up with this, because like you said, they really pushed it for us to do this. And
so it kind of started, for those watching, he was just talking about how he wanted to do live streams more, and I was like, hey man, I've done this a little bit. I'm comfortable in front of a camera. If you want somebody as a guest on your podcast or on your page, just let me know. I'll come do an episode with you. And then all of a sudden everybody was like, oh, you guys should do a channel together. You should do a podcast together. So
which I loved, yes.
Yeah, and the plan too with this as well, of course, we're live streaming here on YouTube. We do plan to download the audio and publish it to Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you all prefer. And if we're not live somewhere, let us know and we'll see what we can do to get live on whatever platform you prefer.
Yes, definitely. I'm actually putting in the comments, by the way, the link to our group channel. So if you're watching this on my channel, please go subscribe to our channel, because we have this live on my channel, Ryan1988, but our Double Edge Cinema, which is posting in just a second. If I can learn to type, that would be amazing. Which should be up right there. So hopefully you can click on that. But that right there in the comments is Double Edge Cinema, which you can watch it there or wherever you feel like. So anyway, but this obviously is gonna be about movies. We're gonna talk about a variety of movies, though, different genres, and each episode is gonna be a different topic. So we actually were at work today, during
brainstorming,
ideas.
We've got episodes planned right now till I think the middle of August,
Hmm.
with potential stuff for like the rest of the year. Pending, of course, we don't want to plan too far ahead too, because I mean, sure, we can look and see like big franchise movies that are coming out, but there's going to be so many like pop-up trailers that we don't know about, we don't expect to be
Yes,
good, and it might evolve into something like that. So we didn't want to get too far planned out ahead.
definitely,
Yeah.
But we got some exciting stuff. A lot of summer movies. I mean, we talk about like TJ said, we talk about movies pretty much every day,
Every
every
day,
day at work.
pretty much every day.
Yeah.
And another thing, we just have such a lot of things, our point of views align.
Hmm.
Like, for instance, like small spoiler alert, our next episode, we plan to talk about the Final Destination movies.
Yes.
We plan to watch the new one and then give a not a spoiler free review and then talk about like kind of rank each movie. Also, I thought this might be a cool idea. I hadn't run it by you yet, but I thought it would be cool to talk about which death in the Final Destination franchise is our favorite death. But we got to do just one to make it challenging. I
Oh my
think that would,
god!
yes, I know, because there's a lot of very good gory ones. But yeah, I thought that would be a cool thing too. I done lost my train of thought.
No.
Oh yeah. So yeah, different point of views. Also too, all of these are opinions,
Mm-hmm.
because I know everybody. There's a lot of hateful people on the internet.
Hey,
All of these are,
Christina.
yeah, all of these are opinions. You don't necessarily have to agree with them.
Mm-mm.
Everybody's opinions are their own. Just have fun. It's movies.
And I gotta tell you, like Nathan, Christina, Stacy, like I've seen them. They over on me and Nick's live stream, and they're awesome. So you got some positive people in here already.
Awesome. Cool.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean we're gonna talk about different genres, so it's exciting. So very excited about this. But I'm excited to what's up, Clayton? I am excited to do this series with you, bud. Like I'm stoked. So I am stoked. So you want to like introduce what this, besides the intro that we did, what our video tonight is about?
Yeah. So we thought, since this is kind of our introduction, video, we didn't want to get too carried away with jumping right into things, especially since I'm sure a lot of our followers here are going to be coming from Ryan's channel, because I'm not very known on YouTube like at all.
What's up, Katie? What's up, Mike?
So we kind of wanted to do a get to know you episode, essentially. I am sharing this, of course, out on my Facebook page where I streamed primarily. Hopefully, I'll get some followers in here, but Justin's definitely the YouTube guy. But yeah, we figured the best way for you all to get to know us and me in this particular case would be to talk about not necessarily our favorite movies, but our favorite franchises. We decided to compile a list of our top fives. Neither of us have seen the other person's top five list at all.
Nope.
It's completely raw. You guys are getting the first reactions.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. So I think we should start at the bottom.
I think so. Do we want to do honorable mentions first? Did you do honorable mentions?
I did 2 honorable mentions.
I did too.
Do you think we should do 1 through 5 or 5 through 1? Start at the bottom and then honorable mention at the end.
Let's do honorable mentions and then 5 through 1.
Okay, cool.
Are you down with that? Okay.
I'm down.
You go first.
Also, a little bit of another spoiler. The episode after Final Destination, we're doing Star Wars.
Yes. So excited.
My honorable mention, and I'm surprised this didn't make my top 5.
Oh,
but Star Wars is an honorable mention for me. I know it hurts. It hurts. I had to do some soul searching.
Oh man, it's definitely soul searching there. Oh my gosh. Well, I know we don't want to talk about Star Wars too much because we obviously
we'll deep dive into that one for sure.
But yeah, awesome honorable mention. Again, everybody, we don't know our list, so this is going to be a surprise for both of us. So my first honorable mention is the Friday the 13th franchise.
Okay, that's a very solid franchise. I'm a pretty big horror fan. I was very surprised that my list does not have any horror franchises on there. We did talk about that a little bit.
We did.
I don't know. Based on my look, I really seem to, or my list, not look, I really seem to have driven towards like story. Some of the movies I have on here have like some heartfelt stuff, friendship. I don't know.
Well, I was to say with my list too, especially when we dive into the top 5, it's like the 5 that I'm gonna talk about, like in the top 5. These are franchises that I go to at least once or twice a year, and like there's a certain time of the year that I love watching these, and like they're go-tos. Like I'd never get tired of them.
Yeah,
I either love or really enjoy every one of these movies in these franchises. So like Friday the 13th, I love, but it definitely is not the top 5 for me. Like I
for sure.
I have fun with every one of them, but I try not to make it all horror movies because I do love all genres of movies. So, what's your next?
Well, I have one question. Was on topic of
Okay.
Friday the
Yeah,
13th
go.
because we got to throw some controversy in there.
Uh-huh.
Freddy or Jason?
Oh, as my oh gosh,
Versus each other. Like Freddy v. Jason, like the movie.
oh gosh, like I'm gonna spoiler alert. I'm gonna say like I like the Friday the 13th franchise over Nightmare, but I'm gonna go Freddy for this one.
Okay.
Robert Englund's classic. He's classic for me.
I like Freddy, but I am definitely Team Jason all the way.
Oh, I
All
like
the way.
it, though.
I'm
See?
Team Jason all the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's big. He's massive. He has a giant machete.
Yeah.
Freddy comes to you. But I will say, if I ran into Freddy Krueger like in real life, obviously they're fake, but in real life, he would probably scare me more.
Yeah. I mean, you terrify me more too. That's a tough one, but I like that question. But yeah.
I'm surprised. Well, no, I'm not surprised that that's an honorable mention, actually. My second honorable mention is the Jurassic Park / World Series.
Well, I almost put those as an honorable mention.
Yeah. They're phenomenal. Very excited for the new one coming out in July.
Me too. Okay, so I got a question for you about this franchise. What is your well, we don't want to rank them, but like what is your here we go. Well, when was the first time you saw the first Jurassic Park, and like what was that impact like for you, like when you first saw it?
I honestly couldn't tell you when the first time I saw it was. I'm sure it was probably late 90s, maybe early 2000s.
Yeah.
I remember specifically the scenes where it had and I don't know the name. First, you all will learn watching this podcast. I am awful with names. I'm so bad with names.
I'm bad with some names.
I can watch, which I'm a big anime guy. I can watch 20 seasons of an anime and not know half the main characters' names. I know that's bizarre.
It's okay.
But yeah, I remember very distinctly, and I couldn't even tell you which Jurassic Park movie this is off the top of my head, but it's the one, you probably can. It's got the little boy and the little blonde girl, and they're in the kitchen hiding. And there's like okay, I was thinking it was, but I didn't want to be wrong. And there's like the velociraptors, and you see like the raptors like claw, like tapping the floor and everything. And then I think of obviously the classic like Jeep T-Rex chase scene. And then I think about the dude on the toilet getting eaten by the T-Rex. Those are like the three classic Jurassic Park moments to me.
And as a kid, that you think that stuff as a kid would terrify you, because I watched it. I watched them last year or 2 years ago when the last one came out, and I was like, wow. Like, but that first Jurassic Park, I think I watch it at least once a year.
It's solid. I really need to revisit the franchise, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, at least, I remember Jurassic World pretty, decently because they're newer, but I don't remember the original like 3 super well.
What's up, Christian? Planet CHH. Christian Hannah Horror. What are you doing, bud? This is my friend TJ and
how's it going, guys?
My partner in crime, but that's not right. My cinema buddy here. Cinema Edge buddy, Double Edge Cinema. No, I need to rewatch that, and of course we'll be talking about the Jurassic World.
And you know what, too? I usually, whenever I know there's like a big reboot or a big continuation of a series like that, I usually rewatch the originals.
Yep.
And when the last Jurassic World movie came out, I didn't do that.
I rewatched them, and you know what? I didn't even go see that movie in theaters. I had so many other things I wanted to go see.
So we went to the drive-in. It's kind of a funny story a little bit. We went to the drive-in to see that one. How's it going, Planet? And we took my daughter, who at the time she was probably 6, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. But anyway, we went and we took 2 lawn chairs. We were in my wife's car, so we didn't take a truck or anything fun. And we were sitting in front of like where the headlights are in the lawn chairs. And the kiddo was just kind of hanging out playing in the grass. She didn't care about the movie at all. She was sitting on her lap or whatever. And there was a couple next to us that had a bunch of kids with them. And they noticed that Lily, that's my daughter's name, Lily, was just kind of goofing around, not really sitting down. So they offered to let us use a lawn chair, like a kid's lawn chair.
Yeah.
Which we were grateful for. We watched it. About halfway through the movie, Lily has an accident in this borrowed lawn chair.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So we ended up like hopping in the car, like, because it was dark, nobody could see anything. Everybody was watching a movie. We stripped her down, and then we didn't bring a change of clothes, So we took like a hoodie and like wrapped it around her waist. That way all of her bits would be covered. And then at the end of the movie, I had to like apologize to these people. I offered to pay them money for their lawn chair, which they were very nice. They said it wasn't a big deal, but it was also kind of embarrassing at the same time.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my least. Well, I don't want to rank my Jurassic.
Don't rank. We may end up doing a Jurassic Park video. Who knows? With the new one coming out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, so I got to do my other honorable mention.
Yeah.
Okay, so my other honorable mention is the Evil Dead franchise.
Ooh, I'm actually mad that I did not think about that when I was making this list.
You know what? I thought about it 5 minutes ago.
You said last minute edit.
Last minute edit. I will say I put Nightmare on Elm Street, but I that's on the list. But Evil Dead I had to put on the list because I was like, man, when I think of a franchise of movies that I either love or really enjoy, I love or really enjoy every one of those movies.
I loved the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Hilarious, goofy comedies.
Yeah.
I know you have not watched the TV show.
I watched
Ash vs. Evil Dead. Okay.
The rest of it.
Dude, Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV show, literally was just the perfect continuation of the original franchise.
Yeah.
But what I like about that franchise in particular is the new reboot, I'm gonna say. The newest one, Evil Dead Rise, was genuinely
awesome.
one of the best horror movies I've ever seen.
I love it. I love that movie so much. Absolutely.
The special effects, the makeup for the mother. Again, I'm horrible with names, but the makeup for the mother was chef's kiss. It was so good.
Elisa Sutherland, I think, is her name. But anyway, I always think every time I think of Evil Dead Rise, I think of the trailer. Mommy's with the maggots now. So
they're looking through the peephole.
Yes. Oh, so I got a story about the first Evil Dead. So I had never seen an Evil Dead movie until 2007, and I remember we had a pawn shop or a thrift store close to where I was living at the time, and I remember getting the Evil Dead, the original, on VHS, and I remember the cover just looked really interesting. I was like, I'm excited to see this. And I watched it for the first time on a small TV. Again, it's a VHS copy of it. And I was like, what am I watching? Like, this was insane what I was watching. It was low budget, fun, but also when I first saw it, terrifying. Like, I think Evil Dead 2013, Evil Dead Rise, and by far the first Evil Dead are probably the more scarier movies in that franchise.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if I remember right, the first one actually did have more of a horror spin than the second, and obviously the third one. The third one was just flat out goofy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that's what makes it great, though. I mean,
and Bruce Campbell. I told you that I didn't get a chance to meet him, but I seen him at Comic-Con Wizard World, and he was wearing like a purple like suede suit,
Mm,
and I'm like, only Bruce Campbell can pull that off.
I
Like,
know. I
it
know.
was pretty groovy.
I've had plenty of I've had plenty of chances. I like that. I have
Yeah.
plenty of chances to meet the guy, and I still have yet to meet him. But I met every other person, pretty much from Evil Dead 1 and 2, and I have a DVD box set signed with all their signatures. So I need to meet him. Need to meet him. So, all right. So, do we want to go into our top 5 favorite
Yeah.
franchises of all time? So,
I went first on honorable mentions. I'm gonna have you go first on
okay.
your number 5, starting on the low end, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I don't know if people will be surprised. They might be. I don't know. But number 5, the Rocky and Creed universe.
That almost made my list.
Did it really?
It really did.
Oh gosh, you're talking about
Mhm.
uplifting movies. Like I
Yeah.
feel like every time I watch, two things happen when I watch this. Every time I watch these movies, I either want to go work out afterwards because I'm like, put on the
I
music,
was
jam away.
I was literally like, you want to go to the gym. Like that's what it makes you want to
do.
do. Or just shadow box.
I know. I want to put on the song "No Easy Way Out" from Rocky Four. What's up, Bastion? And or they're just uplifting movies. You were talking about uplifting movies, and I just find pretty much every one of these movies to be so uplifting in their own way.
Okay.
And I have a thing. So every November, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I like to watch these movies around Thanksgiving. I think it's because the first one takes place a little bit around Thanksgiving
Okay.
that I'm like, okay, I got to knock out all the Rocky and Creed movies. And my least favorite of the first 5 movies or the Rocky movies is Rocky 5, but I still like watching it. But I love the Rocky movies and I love the Creed movies, and I just think they've pretty
Okay.
much all been excellent films.
I have something interesting.
Oh,
Until last year,
okay.
I had not watched any of the Creed movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
think of them because I love every one of
They
them.
were fantastic. So I mean, of course, went back and watched all the Rocky movies.
Yeah,
Because if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it right.
exactly.
But yeah, I watched all the Rocky movies and then into Creed, and which Michael B. Jordan is a fantastic actor. Like I've literally never seen a bad Michael B. Jordan movie.
Same.
Sorry, except for Fantastic Four.
I like it. It's okay.
But that wasn't his fault. It wasn't the actor's fault. The actors were great.
Yeah.
Different tangent. And I even liked is it Jonathan Majors, is that his name?
Yeah, I liked him
Yeah.
in that movie.
I even liked him in that movie too. So they were fantastic, honestly. And
It hurt. Yeah.
the one complaint I have in the newest one with Jonathan Majors is
Mhm.
that they left my boy Sylvester Stallone out of it.
I know. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, while I love that movie, it does feel weird not to have him because
Yeah.
he's been in every one of the movies
Yeah.
up until that movie. And I gotta say, like, his performance in Creed, he definitely deserved that Oscar nomination. Same with the first Rocky. I wish he would have won for Creed though.
Did you know that Michael B. Jordan is a big anime fan?
I did not know that.
Yes, and I'm sure you've heard of the show Naruto, right?
Yes, I have heard.
Okay, so in the show Naruto, there's Naruto, and then his rival is Sasuke.
Mhm.
Naruto and Sasuke were actually a big inspiration for him in Creed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. So yeah, Michael B. Jordan, he's one of my favorites. So
Yeah, he's fantastic. Oh, my camera got blurry. We've talked about it a lot, but I do really want to watch Sinners.
I do too. I'm so
I
excited.
really need to make time and go watch that.
I need to go
I
see
probably,
it
I don't
Sunday.
know.
I might go see it this weekend. So.
Well, for obvious reasons we won't talk about on the podcast, I can't. But
Yeah. But if I see it before you, obviously I'll let you know my thoughts on it.
yeah.
I'm soaked.
So my number 5, and this what might shock you a little bit that it's so low on the list, is Harry Potter.
Oh, I was wondering.
I know.
Mr.
I
Harry
know.
Potter.
I literally have the Deathly Hallows tattoo.
I'm shocked.
I love Harry Potter. I think a big part of why I hesitated to put it on the list, even though it's so close to my heart, is just that the movies they're older movies now. Sadly, that hurts my heart to say. We're old. The movies are older. And I've watched them so many times, like so many times. After a while, the movies kind of lose their luster. It's yeah.
Some of them. Some.
My love for Harry Potter in general as a franchise comes more from the books.
Mm-hmm. Books.
Ashton, it is physically impossible to binge watch all of The Walking Dead in one weekend.
Oh my gosh. What's The Walking Dead? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I do plan on finishing Star Wars this weekend though. For sure. I mean, I only have like four movies left.
I'm on 5 now, so
yeah. But my love for Harry Potter is more tied in with the books for personal reasons I'm not going to get into. But the movies are fantastic. The actors and actresses are fantastic. RIP to all of them that have passed.
Yes. My memory with Harry Potter definitely have to go with I didn't see them all in theaters, but the ones I did see in theaters had a huge impact on me. Like I remember, the Radcliffe Theater, when it was open, that was like my childhood theater. I cried. Yeah. I cried on the inside a little. Well, I cried a lot on the inside when they closed that down. But I remember seeing like Chamber of Secrets and then Prisoner of Azkaban, and we went opening weekend. And at the time with that theater, like the ticket booth was sort of outside. You had to wait in line, like outside. And I remember
you had to stand up in the line.
Yes, stand up in the line. And it was like it took like 10 tenths, what felt like 20 minutes to get into the theater.
And then you still had to buy your popcorn, get your drink. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But genuine though, $5 movies.
Yes. Oh it was so awesome. So awesome. What's the saddest movie you guys ever watched?
Oh,
what is the saddest movie? What is the saddest movie I've ever watched?
I don't know.
Oh gosh, saddest movie.
I don't really watch a lot of.
Oh, I cry like a baby every time.
Deep Philly movies. I'm not a crier.
I am.
I will say I teared up in it. Oh my gosh, what is the name of that movie? It's got Tom Hanks in it. He's an old grumpy man.
Otto.
Hispanic family. What is it?
Otto.
A man named Otto. That is the saddest movie I've ever watched. I teared up hard twice in that movie towards the end of it.
I haven't seen that one.
The whole premise of the movie, and I'm gonna say it without spoiling anything.
Okay.
The whole premise of the movie is that Otto, it's Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks. He's phenomenal. Yeah. The whole premise of that movie is this guy. He's an older man. His wife passed away, and he's depressed. And the whole movie, he is trying to commit suicide.
Oh.
God. Yeah, but this family moves in next door, and he's like he's like an asshole. Pardon my French. He's grumpy, and this.
You can cuss on this. I'm a cusser.
This family moves in next door, and every time he's like about to kill himself, he sees like the husband doing something stupid, and he's like annoyed. He's like, "Oh, I got to go show that guy he can't do it like that." Or they knock on the door and offer him food or something, and they just interrupt him dying, and then gradually through the movie, he like starts to get better.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but the movie is so good. And me and Megan, it was on Hulu, I think. We were just browsing one day, just looking for something to watch. And we were like, let's turn this on. By the end of that movie, we were both in tears.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I gotta think about this. I cry a lot during movies. You probably don't think I do, everybody, but I cry.
Nobody's surprised.
I cry a lot during movies. And the bad thing about it is I feel like as I'm getting older, I cry a lot more. And it could be movies that I've seen over and over, and now I cry with them. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with me? The saddest movie I've ever seen. Okay, well, I don't know if is it the saddest movie? Marley and Me. I remember the first time I saw Marley and Me with the golden retriever, and I freaking bawled my eyes out. Mm-hmm. But I want to go back when I was younger. I'm trying to think of a movie when I was younger that I don't know. I cry a lot during movies. I mean, it's got to be. I'll say this, like The Notebook, for some reason. Like, I love The Notebook, but now I cry. I'm like, why am I crying now? I've seen the movie 20 times. Titanic? I don't know why I cry during Titanic now, but now I do more now.
Because there was room on the door.
There was room on that damn door. See, you can cuss on there. That and for some reason at the end of the movie when she Spoiler alert if you've never seen Titanic.
Ashton.
He's never seen. Okay, well, Ashton's gonna know. Leonardo DiCaprio dies. Okay, he dies. There was no room on that door.
Yeah.
And,
So obviously the ship sinks,
yes,
and Leonardo DiCaprio is hanging onto the side of the door, and Rose is on the door, and Leonardo freezes to death in the water.
Yeah, and the bad thing about that is I always joke is like when I watch that movie, she says, "I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go," and I'm like, "You let him go!" Like you literally were like,
as soon as she woke up for her nap and saw he was dead, she was just like, "Bloop."
Boop, boop, boop. I gotta save my life. But no, when she dies at the end, swim with the fishies. When she dies at the end of the movie, and when she's older and dies, and she's in heaven and she's reunited and she's seeing all the people on the boat, and then she goes up the stairs and there's Jack. Now I cry during that, and I'm like, why am I crying now? Like, what is the deal? I'm like, am I getting older? Is that what it is? Is that what happened now? I also cried during Toy Story 3, which I have a story with this. So when the movie came out, there was an article that says guys are crying during Toy Story 3, and I'm like, I'm not gonna cry. I didn't cry during the other ones. And I went into that movie, and we got to the scene where the toys are about ready to burn alive, and they're like holding on to each other, and I'm like tearing up. And then my mom and sister are sitting next to me, looking at me, laughing their heads off. And I'm like, don't laugh at me right now. I grew up with these toys. They are part of my life too. And I was just bawling. So, yeah. But All Dogs Go to Heaven, that is a sad wonder. Yes.
That's the one with the, I don't want to say this like in a rude way, no offense anyway, but like the slightly deformed kid.
Wonder. That one.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Wonder. That's a sad movie.
I
talked to Ashton about Brokeback Mountain. You haven't seen it.
I'm not. No, we did talk about that. That's one on my watch list.
Freaking cry every time.
Our work group chat, which is awesome. Like all of our coworkers are watching this right now, but our work group chat is popping off right now. Coda said Green Mile is his saddest movie, which is a very solid movie. Katie said A Dog's Purpose is hers. That's the one where the dog. I've not seen that one, but I remember the trailer. That was the one where the dog like keeps dying and being reborn and somehow finding his owner or something.
Yes, Dog's Purpose, and then Dog's Journey.
Yeah,
the second movie. I freaking cry every time with both of them. Like every time. If an animal's in a movie and they die, I tear up or they're in danger. Do you remember Homeward Bound? You remember?
Oh yeah.
So at the end of the movie where you think Chance is dead, and like the two dogs come wandering to the family, but Chance is not there, and you're like, "Where's Chance?" Or Shadow? It's Shadow, and like it takes like a minute for Shadow to come up from the mountain, and like you're like happy, but you're sad because you're like, Shadow almost died. So anyway. That was a good question. If y'all have questions, by the way, please send questions. Okay.
Ashton said, "I would rather a human die in a movie than a dog." 100%. 100%.
I could watch a slasher movie. I'm like, animal dies though. It's terrible. Okay.
So we're on number 4 now. Back on track. We had like a 20-minute tangent
about crying.
Yeah.
I do cry. I'm a cry.
There was another cry moment I wanted to mention.
Which one? Tell me.
I can't because Ashton has not watched the movie yet, and it will spoil stuff.
Well, tell me the plot.
Superheroes, Endgame.
Yes.
Well, that's all I have to say.
I cried in theaters. I bawled in theaters. Like I cried.
Coda, I'm not reading that comment.
What does he say? I gotta look.
You'll have to look at the chat. It's pretty messed up. It is in game. I mean, people die in Endgame, but I can't say anything about what's going on. So my number 4 is the newer Planet of the Apes movies.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I did not see that one coming.
Specifically Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and this is controversial because a lot of people like the movies after Rise, but Rise of the Planet of the Apes specifically is my favorite of the reboot franchise. I don't know why. I just loved the whole progression of Caesar's character, like him, starting as a chimp with the drug in his system, and then eventually, showing that he's intelligent.
Yeah.
Trying to protect his grandpa, getting locked up, being treated poorly by Draco Malfoy.
Good old Draco.
Tom Felton. Yeah. And then, making the apes smart, the run across the bridge, the gorilla attacking the helicopter to save all his friends. Caesar is home. Like the whole movie is just so good. And I remember, so we talked about the Radcliffe Movie Theater. Right out of high school, one of my first jobs, I worked part-time at the Dollar General right next to that movie theater.
Sweet.
And of course, I had a buddy who was also around the same age. He was like a year older than me. His name was Mark. We would go to the movies literally like 3 times a week just because we were already there,
Yeah.
And so we knew every movie like that was coming out, if it was good, if it was bad, whatever. And I remember this young couple, and of course, you would always know when people were going to the movies because they would come in and they'd buy a bunch of candy that they were going to sneak in. Oh, yeah. That's what that store was there for. Like, let's be honest. But this young couple came in and they were buying candy, and I was like, just conversation. Oh, what movie are you guys going to go see? Oh, we don't know yet. We haven't really decided. We just figured we'd watch something. And I was like, oh, well, this movie's good. This movie's good. And then I remembered that movie, and I was like, this is the movie you have to watch. And they were so impressed by that movie that they came back to the dollar store after the movie to thank me for suggesting it to them.
Oh,
yeah, it was awesome. Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. Oh, that Radcliffe Movie Theater and the Dollar General, so many memories. So many memories. I saw Rise in theaters too, and I loved it. And then at the same theater, I saw Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and that's my favorite of the trilogy.
Okay.
To be tried, you what?
Have you seen the newest one?
No, and I own it. I need to watch it.
You need to watch it. It's very good.
I want to see that.
Very different.
And to be truthful, I think I've only seen parts of War of the Planet of the Apes, but I feel like I've seen the whole movie because when I was at Family Video, that was one movie. During the weekend, we always had like the movie that was like our special of the weekend where you got like half price. And you play that movie constantly over and over in the theater. And War of the Planet of the Apes, I think, even without seeing the whole thing, I think I know the gist of it because of working at Family Video.
It's a very solid series.
Yeah.
What's your number 4?
Number 4, the Scream franchise.
I love that you have like props. I'm gonna have to up my game in the next one.
I do. I got to do this. It's like I do this in my YouTube videos too. I'm like, I feel so empty if I don't have things in my hand. So, but Scream, the Scream franchise. I was thinking about this today, and I was like, like this is one of those franchises where I love everyone. Well, 4 I really enjoy, but I love the rest. I love the original trilogy. Like 96. I remember when this movie came out. Obviously, I was way too young to see it in theaters, but I lived in Oregon at the time, and there was a mom and pop video store. And you didn't have to be 17 years old to rent these movies. Like the people that owned the video store were just like, "Here, go rent this R-rated movie. You're okay. You're 10 years old. You'll be fine." And so we rented this movie and watched it 2 or 3 times before we took it back. And this was the VHS days. And so we watched it the first time, rewound the movie, and then watched it again. And I think watched it a 3rd time before we took it back. But I love this movie, and I love the memories I have with every one of them. So Scream 2, fantastic sequel. Love Scream 2. 3 I love. Everybody seems to hate 3, but I love 3. 4, I really enjoy it, but my least favorite Was that your first scary movie? Look at that,
Yeah,
Ashton.
I was thinking that, and then I was like, oh yeah, Ashton's like 12, really. So
I know he's 12. We love
makes
you.
us feel so old.
It makes me feel old because I'm
Yeah.
like, Scream 4 came out 14 years ago, and I saw it at the Radcliffe
I
movie.
didn't even know I was 14 years old.
Yeah, it's 14 years old. That makes me feel so old because I was like, the other day it popped up and it said, "Happy anniversary to Scream 4, 14 years old." I'm like, where did
Gosh.
the time go?
So Ashton literally was like 6 or 7 when that movie came out.
He said I was 7 when I watched it in theaters.
I
Do you
was
remember-
like almost. I was probably 20, almost 20.
I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s. But I will say this, Ashton, I was like that with I Know Who Did Last Summer. I think I was like 8, maybe, when the first one came out on VHS. And it was actually a like in town, there's a gas station that it's called Doe Valley Express. Don't really care, it's Doe Valley. But right next door used to be an old grocery store, and they had like a stack of movies that you can rent. And one of them I remember was I Know We Did Last Summer. And the only thing my dad said was, "Oh, Justin, you should rent that movie. That looks like a good family movie." And I was like, he doesn't know what this is, but I know what this is. And we got out to the car, and I was like, "Oh, by the way, Dad, this movie's R-rated." He's like, "What?" And he looked at it for a second. He's like, "Whatever, just rent the movie." And so I think I was like around 7 when I saw the first I Know We Did Last Summer. That was almost 30 years ago. So
I got 2 tangents. One has to do with Scream.
okay.
The other one is just a funny story.
Okay.
So Scream, I think Ghostface, which is a little weird because every version of Scream is a different serial killer, essentially.
Yeah.
I think
I love 5 and 6 too.
Yeah, I love the Scream movies. This is not me knocking the Scream movies, but if I was gonna fight any classic slasher, it would absolutely be Ghostface.
Oh yeah.
In every movie, Ghostface at some point gets hurt or has a lamp thrown at him or whatever by a teenage girl. So I am confident that I have more of a chance fighting Ghostface than I would like Leatherface or like Jason Voorhees or something of that.
This is coming for me, and I'll tell you this. I think I'd probably be the second or the third one to die in one of those movies. I'm just saying. It's like, look, I'm not trying to be hard on myself, but I'd be that first person or that second person. Yeah. That would be me.
my tangent story. Okay. Do you remember Jack Frost? I think that's
yes. Oh gosh,
the snowman. The original was like a friendly snowman. It was the guy's dad. He was a musician.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I love that movie too.
When I was in,
you rented the other one.
Well, no, it's way worse.
Oh gosh.
I was in elementary school. When this movie came out, it might have been middle school, but I'm pretty sure it was elementary school.
Yeah.
And we were having a movie day at school.
Oh shoot.
And it was winter. And they were like, well, let's play a winter themed movie. And they put in Jack Frost, thinking it was the lovey family friendly one. And the opening scene is some kids bullying somebody and then going down a hill on a sled, or he uses a sled and sends it down a hill and it cuts one of them's head off.
Yes.
And I remember our teacher was so freaked out, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, please don't tell any of your parents about this."
Oh gosh,
so funny.
I don't mean to laugh at the kid dying, but I mean,
yeah,
he was a teenage boy and he was a jerk in the movie.
Yeah, it was a scenario.
But all I remember is renting the good-hearted Michael Keaton one, which I love, at Blockbuster, and then we rented the Killer Snowman one, and I was like, "Yeah, I like this movie." I was like 7 years old. I was like, "This is fun." Like, but I do remember people would rent Jack Frost thinking it was the Michael Keaton one. They'd take it home because I remember hearing stories of like parents renting the movie, putting the movie on, and they realized this is not the Jack Frost that we were wanting to rent.
Good times.
I do have that movie. Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun to watch. Recap on the original.
Yeah. I haven't watched it in a long time, and I don't know why that one never pops up into my head. Well, maybe it was because it was just like a one-off or something. I don't know. There's no sequel to it.
If you ever want to watch Shannon Elizabeth before American Pie. So.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, but it's a fun movie. It's camp.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Did you do
third.
your number 4? We're on 3. Okay.
I did number 4.
I'll let you go first on 3 since I went first on 4.
Okay.
Well, we'll alternate it.
Okay, yes, I don't mind this. So, I don't know if you put these on your list, but I forgot the 5th one. But anyway, this is the box set of the first 4. Indiana Jones.
It's not on my list. Didn't even pop into my mind.
Oh gosh!
Didn't even pop into my mind.
Yeah. Are you surprised that this one's on my list?
Honestly, it hadn't even crossed my mind, so I can't say I was, but it's a solid choice.
I was thinking when we were thinking about these franchise lists today, I was like, I have to add this because again, I watch now all 5 movies. I don't care what people say. Dial of Destiny rocks. I love that movie.
I've not seen it yet.
I loved it. The 4th one's my least favorite, but it's like borderline. I really enjoy it, and then sometimes I love it. But anyway, I watch these movies every summer. Like after Star Wars, I'm gonna go back and watch every one of these Indiana Jones movies.
Just because of Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, yes, and he's a good-looking fella in this one. So
Yeah.
that's not the only reason I like these movies. No.
I think that's why I haven't gotten around to watching the new one because I know I want to rewatch the original 4 first. It's just a daunting task. I don't remember them that much, to be honest.
You don't really?
I know.
What?
I remember 4 pretty vividly because it has Shia LaBeouf in it, and I was a huge Shia LaBeouf fan. And I remember bits and parts of the original 3, like obviously the stone running from the stone, and like I remember bits and parts of it, but I really don't remember them much.
Fun fact: Temple of Doom, which is the second one, was that and Poltergeist were the first 2 movies. They were the reasons why we had PG-13 movies afterwards because the second movie, Temple of Doom, is a super dark, like dark toned movie. What's up, J-Deb? Jason, how are you? I just remember what was it? Yeah, when I was a kid, we watched it, and then I watched it as an adult, and I was like, that movie was like borderline like PG-13 R-rated in some of the scenes, just because there's the scene where like the guy's being sacrificed and he literally like the guy pulls out the guy's heart and it's still beating, and I was like, why did my parents let me watch this as a kid? Like I was like, how on earth did I watch this?
So dark.
It's so dark. But yeah, that was a fun fact. That was one of the first movies that like after the movie came out, kids were terrified, parents were angry, and they were like, now we gotta have a PG-13 rating.
And that's weird. That's a cool fact too, because that's like not something that I ever would have thought about. Like, when was the first PG-13 movie ever came? I just never would have put that in my head. It's just always been a thing. I don't know.
But Temple of Doom's my favorite of the franchise, the second movie. But I love these movies, and I watch them every year. So they're my good too. It's a good.
I'll have to add them to my to watch list. Right now we're doing Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I've done 28 days, 28 weeks. I've done Final Destination, prepping for those. So yeah, I'll have to fit that in somewhere, and then I want to go back and rewatch the Jurassic Park movies.
You might have to borrow this nice 4K set.
Maybe I will bust in that new Blu-ray.
I know. There you go.
There you go. So my number 3 is the classic The Underworld franchise.
Ooh,
yes.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I love every single one of them. I still to this day, which I'm a big werewolf fan. I got werewolves on my arm here. I'm a big werewolf fan. I still to this day think the Underworld movies have the best werewolf transformations and the best.
Oh yeah.
Like because they're bipedal too, which is cool.
Yeah.
But even the earliest, like the first one, was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kate Beckinsale, probably one of my biggest childhood crushes. Like gorgeous. She was wearing skin tight leather through that whole movie. Phenomenal.
I always like to joke with this coming from a gay guy. I'm like, Kate Beckinsale, she's hot. Like,
she's like in her late 40s, mid 50s, and she's still attractive.
She's an attractive person.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But the story in the first one, the second one was a little meh. The story in the first one, phenomenal. Spoiler alert: the hybrid, awesome. Some of the coolest deaths. You remember the second one when there was like the werewolf and he like ripped his jaw off? Like that was awesome.
Your bedtime, Ashton. What?
Yeah, he's 12. He's got a bedtime still.
By the way, Matilda rocks.
Yes, Matilda is a solid movie.
Uh,
But even like
Right, Ashton.
continuously, I think even the new ones where spoiler, they have a kid and they're on the run, like they're so good. And classic like 2000s like horror special effects too.
Mm-hmm. And music.
Yes, yeah. Oh yeah. Evanescence, yeah.
Yes, Evanescence rocks. I love Evanescence.
Yeah.
So. All right. So, second. I'm trying to think. Memories.
We're on 3.
Underworld. I love Underworld though. Yeah.
Underworld 2 was Evolution, and
I like
at
the third one.
that was when there was the big hybrid with the wings.
Yep.
The third one.
That was the prequel.
Yes.
Remember
that one was my favorite. Third one was Rise of the Lycans.
I think that's my favorite too.
Yes.
I don't remember 4 and 5 too much. I remember a little bit of it, but that's it. Do I have a letterbox? I don't. I know.
4, they were on the run, and there was that werewolf that they had like genetically mutated, so he was like massive. That was like chasing them. And then that might have been the same one that I'm thinking of, where she had like a daughter, and they were trying to find the daughter. I think that's what 5 was.
Okay.
I don't know. I have to rewatch them, but yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen him. No, I don't have a letterbox, Jason. By the way, Jason, this is my buddy TJ.
What's up?
So, it's time to get on that. I know. I need to get that. I finally got a TikTok.
I actually don't know what a letterbox is either.
I mean, it's like a movie review thing. I think that's what they do.
Gotcha. So it's like Goodreads for movies. Okay, cool.
So coming in at number 2 for me is somebody you added this to your honorable mention, sir. That's Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yep. Rewatching them now. I think I'm up to. Actually, I'm going to watch 5 tomorrow.
Okay.
Which, spoiler alert, this is my favorite so far.
Which one is it?
Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
I love this universe. I don't want to give you my ranking just because we're going to do that later on, but yeah, I love the movies, and again, I watch them at least once a year, and I'm having a blast watching them this time around. Like, it's been so much fun. I can't believe Revenge of the Sith is 20 years old. That scares me. That really scares me.
Hey, Deb, you're a little late. Right now, we're just talking about our top 5 favorite movie franchises.
But we
not
can
really
go
ranking. Yeah, it's really more of just like a get to know us kind of thing.
Yeah, it's we talked about like our intro, and then we're ranking our top 5 favorite franchises. So, like, I'll give you mine real quick. So, Rocky Creed franchise was number 5. Scream was number 4. Indiana Jones was number 3 for me, and then of course Star Wars is my second favorite franchise.
And mine has been Harry Potter series 5, the newer Planet of the Apes movies 4, and then the Underworld series.
Yep.
And I'll get to 2 when it's my turn.
But yeah, Revenge of the Sith though. I'm holding Empire Strikes Back, but this is my favorite. Spoiler alert, this is my favorite one so far. Until I rewatch the rest, I might change my mind.
Yeah. But I did. I'm rewatching them as well for our episode. Yep. I changed my mind.
But Revenge of the Sith, 20 years old. To think that movie's 20 years old, and I was a sophomore in high school. I was a sophomore in high school. Again, Radcliffe Theater. There's a lot of memories there. A lot of memories. And I saw that opening weekend, and I remember... You're welcome, Jason. And I remember... Radcliffe had 2 theaters showing Revenge of the Sith. That's how packed it was.
Yeah, they do that with their like any Marvel movies they would have was always 2 screens, like stuff like that.
But I just remember loving that movie so much, and I rewatched it this past weekend, and I still love it. There are a couple scenes that make me tear up during that movie. There's the scene where we were talking about it earlier today where Anakin has turned to the dark side and he goes and he kills the youngins and they're like, Mr. Anakin, there's something going on outside. What do we do? and like he kills the kids, and I was like, it made me choke up when I watched it. And then the scene where Padme, and I don't know why this is so emotional for me. It was emotional back then, it's emotional now, but where she realizes that like Anakin's went to the dark side, and she says, "Anakin, you're breaking my heart." And I was like,
Yeah.
like emotion. I kid you not, I get teary eyed with that. So
Episode 6. I would say out of the first
oh, I love
three,
episode 6.
I would say episode 6 is probably top 3 for me out of the first 6, sorry.
Yeah,
Episode 6 is probably top 3 for me for sure.
I do love that original trilogy, but I love the brand. Unpopular opinion: Last Jedi. It's in the top 3 for me.
We'll revisit this conversation later.
Later on.
in 4 weeks.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Bi-weekly episodes, by the way, everybody.
Yes, bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks we'll have one.
Okay, so my number 2 is the Karate Kid franchise.
Ooh, I kind of knew this was going to happen.
I'm sure you did.
I'm surprised not.
Well, there is a reason for which you could probably guess. Like you're probably foreshadowing my number 1 right now. But my favorite movie of all time is the first Karate Kid movie. Just everything about it is golden.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi was probably one of the greatest human beings ever to live. I've loved all of the Karate Kid movies. The Hilary Swank one kind of meh. Cobra Kai, phenomenal show.
It is. It really is.
I like Jackie Chan, but I honestly wasn't a huge fan of the one with what's the boy? Jaden.
It was okay.
Oh, that hurts my heart. Cobra Kai is solid, but the first 3 Karate Kid movies are so good. They're so good.
Perfect.
Yes.
If it was a trilogy, it'd be a perfect trilogy.
Yeah. And J Dev, I'm assuming you probably know this, but there is a new Karate Kid movie coming out this month, I believe.
I think it's this month. Yeah. I wish it was promoted more. I feel like
yes.
Not really.
It's not getting, but it's called Karate Kid Legends, and it's Daniel LaRusso and Jackie Chan's character, which I don't remember the name of his character. They're going to come together and train a new kid, and I am so unbelievably excited for this movie. But I'm so sad that it's not getting more. Like you said, there's no promotion. There's nothing.
Like there's no talk with it. Like no one's talking about it. I love Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. So
yeah.
My favorite Karate Kid movie is Part 2, actually.
Yeah.
So Part 2.
Honestly, probably in order is 1, 2, and 3. Like I think they came out in the perfect order, really.
Mine's 2, 1, 3, and then like I can put 4 in there because it's fine. It's good.
It's all right. Yeah, it passes time.
I grew up with it. Like I grew up with it. It's nostalgic. But 1 and 2, like those 2 movies, like are neck and neck for me. Like I love them both so much. 3 is underrated. I really love 3 as well.
I think Silva is probably like the darkest character in that series too.
I agree. I think he is. He's very menacing on screen. Like I don't know, I find him creepy.
I know. So I mean, it's probably not really a shocker, but he comes back in Cobra Kai. I know you've not finished it, but he's still like super old, but he's still like the same person. It's crazy.
I know.
Like twisted, like won't stop. Chosen was hilarious in Cobra Kai, especially when he was drunk.
Silva. I told you you need to watch. You need to watch John Carpenter's Vampires because he's the main vampire in that, and I didn't realize that was the same actor until like 3 years ago.
Okay.
When I watched an interview with him, and I'm like, holy crap, that's the same guy, and he's creepy in that one too. Like he's so good.
I'll tell you what, if you get it to me before Friday, because I know you own it. If you get it to me before Friday, I'll watch it this weekend.
Sounds great. Because
I won't have anything else to do.
Terry Silver. So, all right. So, do you want to go? No, I'll go. Okay. I don't know if this will surprise you or not. I don't think it's going to surprise anybody, but maybe it's like the series as a whole. The original movie is my favorite movie of all time, but I'm talking Halloween.
I'm not even remotely surprised. Not even remotely
I
surprised.
know not many people will be. Like,
No.
I think when it comes to the franchise, even the ones that are like considered the worst ones, like I either really enjoy them or love them, and I'm so entertained by this whole franchise. Like, I will marathon this franchise at least twice a year.
I'm listening, but I'm gonna go grab a prop while you're talking.
You're okay. And I I don't know. John Carpenter's Halloween. It is the movie that made me fall in love with films and filmmaking because of like the behind the scenes stuff that you hear about this movie, like even the smallest things about how they shot this movie in California and obviously they didn't have fall leaves. So the fall leaves that they had to use over and over and over in each scene. And so they picked up every single leaf off the ground just to get it ready to film in another scene. Um, so yeah, this literally made me just fall in love with filmmaking and movies in general. And so Halloween is classic. Halloween 2, close second favorite. Halloween 4, one of my favorites. I love Halloween 4, Halloween H2O. Pretty much like the nostalgic ones for me. Like I think of 1 through H2O as the ones that I just remember constantly watching as a kid. Resurrection, it's considered the worst of the franchise. I don't think it's considered the worst, but I remember when like everybody was talking about that movie and how somebody died in the beginning of the movie, which I'm not going to say who, because you haven't seen Halloween Resurrection. Um, and then the David Gordon Green movies, like I grew to love them, and then the Rob Zombie movies, like I love Halloween 2, and I really enjoy the first Halloween. And by the way, J Dev, he says still being canceled on being on Team Tina.
Team Tina.
Are you being canceled or am I being canceled? Because I love Team Tina. I am all for still canceled for being on Team Tina. I love Team Tina. I will defend Tina in Halloween 5 any day of the week, any day at all.
So this
Every
is
hour, every minute.
this is for the fans. Which you know this because we talked about. I sent you pictures specifically why I got the picture. My recent vacation, we stopped in a town called Conyers, Georgia.
Oh yes, yes.
And it's where the show Vampire Diaries was filmed. Me and my wife are both big Vampire Diaries fans. More my wife than me, but I do like the show. And the original or the Michael Myers house. Yeah. Michael Myers' house from Halloween 2 was actually in that town where they filmed. So I got a picture of that. Just kind of on topic. We did a shuttle tour bus. There's a Vampire Diaries tour, and they took us around spots where Vampire Diaries was filmed and talked about like iconic scenes, and that was just a fun little tidbit that was on the path.
Yeah, Rob Zombie's Halloween too. Yeah. I was like the house. I mean, I love the fact poor Rob Zombie, like he had to switch locations, so he never got to use the original Myers house.
Yeah.
But I do remember when I saw Halloween 2 for the first time in theaters, I was like, it's out in the middle of nowhere, and it looks so different from the first movie's house. But that's the charm of the franchise.
So, and this is coming from my background as a streamer. One of the things that I really like to play is I really like simulation games. Mm-hmm. And I know it sounds so dumb, but they're so addicting to me. And one of the games that I played a lot of is a game called House Flipper. And you literally buy houses, remodel them, and sell them. And they actually added the Halloween house to that game.
What?
Yeah, and it's haunted. So like as you're like remodeling the house, like the lights will flicker and stuff like that. It was really cool.
Do you know the actress? I found this out this year when she was doing interviews for Venom 3. You know the actress Juno Temple?
Not off the top of my head, but again, I'm bad with names.
You know Venom 3.
Yeah.
Remember the female doctor?
Okay. Yes. The lighting one. Yep.
She actually, when she was a kid, lived in the original Myers house.
Really? That's really cool.
Yeah, she talked about it in an interview, and I was like, what? She lived in the original Myers house. And she said when she was like 5 years old, she'd be playing on the front porch. There's people walking by, like, they're like, that's the Myers house. And she's like, Mom, what are they pointing at? And she's like, that's the Michael Myers Halloween house. So, a little fun fact.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And Tina is not awful. Tina rocks. Okay. Jason, whatever.
So just to clarify, I've probably seen Resurrection, but like probably like when I was young and I just don't remember it. I remember every movie from the Rob Zombie up, and I remember bits and parts of some of the older movies. Just not enough to be like, yeah, that's the one.
And don't listen to Jason. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jason, as much as I love you. Resurrection's fun. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Okay. So anybody that knows me is not going to be surprised that my number one.
Oh, why did I not think that? I was trying to think. Oh, I love it.
It is absolutely the MCU. Even the new stuff. Me too. Somebody I know actually shared a picture of this on Facebook when they bought it, and I was like, I have to have that. It has all the movies from Iron Man all the way to Endgame.
Oh,
it's the
so
like
cool.
the yeah. Oh, dude,
so cool.
The Infinity
I love those.
Yeah. But I bought it literally like immediately. Like that's going on my wall.
Yeah,
but I've always been a comic book fan. Well, I'm not gonna say because I haven't read a comic in a very long time. I'm trying to get back into it. When I was little, I read a lot of comics, specifically.
I love you, Jason. Love you,
specifically Thor and The Thing. Those were my two guys. I've always been fascinated by superheroes. One of my favorite core movie memories is going with my dad to watch the 2003 Hulk movie, which I don't really like to talk about because that movie is awful now. It did not hold up. And Sam Raimi's, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies. Yeah. So those are core memories for me.
Oh, sweet. Now,
CJ, this is where my opinion on this gets controversial.
I'm 50-50.
I do not think.
I love 80%.
I do not think that Marvel has put out a bad movie yet.
I agree.
I think that some of their new movies have not been as good as they could be, but I don't think any of them have been bad.
No, I agree. I completely agree. I'm the same way. Like I think my least favorites are like Thor: The Dark World and Thor: Love and Thunder, like stuff like that. But I don't think there's a bad movie in the MCU yet.
Yeah,
like I even love the Marvels. I love the Marvels and Ant-Man and the Wasp. The second
Quantumania. So you talked about movies that you go back and visit yearly.
Yes.
Pre-Endgame, I watched the Infinity Saga every single year until Endgame. After Endgame, now there's like 40 movies or something. It's too much to watch every year. Like it's just a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'll go back and watch like my favorites. Like I'll watch the Thor movies. I'll watch the Thor movie, the Captain America movie.
Now, and this is something that I think, because not everybody that's on the internet is like us. They're not watching movies over and over again. And I think nostalgia goggles are a real thing.
Yeah.
I, for one, and this is very controversial, I'm going to piss a lot of people off right here.
Oh, no.
I think the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie is great. I think the second one had a good story, but some of the acting was so corny and cheesy that it made the movie hard to watch as an adult.
Breaks my heart.
I know. And the third movie, it's not controversial. Everybody hated the third movie.
I like the third one.
Yeah. But I've rewatched those as an adult whenever they were rumored to be in the new Spider-Man movie. Yeah. And literally after we got done watching the second Spider-Man, my wife's not a comic book fan, but she has watched all the MC movies. Mm-hmm. After we watched the second Spider-Man movie, she said, if that was the first Marvel movie you showed me, I never would have watched another one.
Really?
That's literally what she said, because we were so over that movie by the end of it. I know. But as a kid, I genuinely loved that movie.
Yeah.
Now, as somebody who watches the MCU movies on repeat very frequently, when I think of like the first Captain America movie, the first Thor movie, not that they were bad,
Oh, the first Thor movie is one of my all-time favorites.
but they're not great.
I
And that's
disagree with that. They're the
and
first Thor. The first Thor.
the first Thor movie is better than the first Captain America movie. I mean, I'm with you there, but they were not great. They were great for their time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take Thor and you compare it with Endgame, which is literally peak Marvel,
gosh,
like you're talking about a 10 and a 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
That's what I think people are forgetting is that Endgame was the end of an era.
Mm-hmm.
This new stuff is the beginning of a new era. They're not going to start with
100%.
50 superheroes in the same movie. They got to do origin stories and prep the next generation.
100%. I agree with that. No, I completely agree. And I still have yet to see Thunderbolts, but
Thunderbolts was so good. But
I'm excited.
Ant-Man Quantumania, without knowing background to Kang, I can see people's disappointment with Ant-Man and Quantumania because Kang was literally just a regular guy in that. But that movie was good anyway. I don't understand why anybody said it was bad. Kang, regardless, I thought it was great.
So out of the new ones, like post Endgame, like I love Endgame. That's one of my all-time favorite movies too. Post Endgame, Shang-Chi. Did I say that right?
Shang-Chi, yeah.
I love Shang-Chi.
So Shang-Chi is actually my favorite Marvel movie.
Really? Yes, you told me that.
Yeah,
yes. I love that movie.
I think that is because it's a character I just didn't know anything about. So when I went into the theaters, I was just like, "Oh, it's a Marvel movie," you know, and it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. Oh, Jason, yes. I mean, I'm so excited. I mean, me and TJ were talking about this when they announced the original cast members coming into this. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Because X-Men and X-Men 2 and X-Men Days of Future Past are like some of my all-time favorite movies. That could be a topic for a video like the X-Men.
Yeah, honestly, we could go down a Marvel or DC
Marvel
wormhole and just lose ourselves in that one.
I would love to do like. Sorry, what were we gonna say?
You could. I was just gonna continue my rant about the movies after Endgame.
Well, I was gonna say I would love to do like a video. We could do like what is it like? So it could be a pre MCU where we talk about like all the 2000s, like so bad they're good, like or great Marvel movies like Daredevil and all those. Then we could do like the heights of Marvel.
I also rewatched Daredevil for Deadpool 3 because of the rumor for Elektra. I wanted to watch Daredevil and Elektra. Ben Affleck's Daredevil was probably one of my favorite movies at the time that it came out. I loved it. Is very bad. The story makes no sense.
It's so camp. So
yeah.
Let's see. I don't want to see those old parts. Shut your mouth, Jason. Shut your mouth.
I'm gonna disagree there.
I gotta disagree too. I love you,
yeah.
Jason,
but anyway, back on track. I think Marvel's was good too. I don't think it was great, but it was good. I think the only thing that made Marvel's not hit was they didn't really do much with their villain.
Yeah, their villain sucked.
Their villain just sucked. But I thought the chemistry between the main three were fantastic. I thought the story was solid.
Me too.
What other movie? Oh, Thor, Love and Thunder.
One of my least favorites. It's okay. It's all right.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was just there. I get the direction they were going for because Thor Ragnarok was phenomenal. Nobody will disagree with you that. I think they tried to recapture the humor that Thor Ragnarok had, and they overdid it.
Yeah.
I think that's where they messed up.
I think that's where they messed up for me too. Yes. And then also when they wanted to be super dark with the villain, they went super dark, and I'm like, it's just the tone was weird.
It was light and then dark, light and dark, and then I wouldn't be mad at that either because I love both of those characters.
I love both of them too. I love
and then like in the comics, like the God Butcher is like there's like a whole arc. Noel from Venom 3, the God symbiote God.
Yeah.
Like he ties into Gore's origin story and everything. Like which we'll talk about that off camera, but. Like if they had done that and then tied it in correctly and then flushed the character out, gave him like showed how he became. Well, I guess they kind of hinted at or quickly showed how he became the God Killer. But if they had
Yeah.
flushed the character out, gave him more background, more detail, and dialed back the humor like 2 notches, that would have been a solid 10 movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, so Thor. What was the other one that I loved? I loved. I don't think. Where was I? I loved Spider-Man. No Way Home. Far From Home. No Way Home.
No Way Home's the trio where all three of them were there.
I love that. I really enjoyed Eternals. I know a lot of people hated Eternals, but I really enjoyed it. It's sad we're never gonna get those characters again because it just no.
Did they confirm that? I just assumed they just hadn't got to them yet.
They can
Because I mean, like the
water, like they're not really pushing forward too much.
Yeah, the movie definitely flopped very hard. Like, but they like the Eternal or the what are they called? The Celestial Beings or whatever that came up out of the water at the end of that. Like they just tied that in the last Captain America movie.
Did they really?
Like, it has not been mentioned at all, and they just tied it in. So I think they just haven't gotten to them yet.
Okay. So because I really enjoyed that movie. Thor Ragnarok is probably my favorite Thor movie, though. I do.
Oh, it's easily the best Thor movie.
What's the other one? Phase 4. Oh, Black Widow. I think it came out too late, but I love Black Widow. Like I thought it was great.
I liked Black Widow outside of Taskmaster's character.
I didn't like the villain in that one either.
Yeah, and they gender swapped it from the comic books too, which was to fit. They changed the character to fit the story, which is kind of meh. But she came back to Thunderbolts, so.
And then what was the last? Oh, Black Panther 2. I really enjoyed Black Panther 2.
I did like Black Panther 2.
I didn't love it as much as the first one. It, rest in peace, Chadwick. Like that still hurts my heart. So.
And I love the TV show so much. I love how they're layering them too. Like because they're doing a movie and then a TV show. And the TV shows are typically 6 episodes, and the movies are like 3 months apart. So the TV show gets you to the next movie. So there's pretty much Marvel at all times. I love it.
Which I'm watching the TV shows right now. Because I haven't seen a lot of them.
I've watched every single one of them.
I'm on Winter Soldier and Falcon. I might watch an episode after this.
Yeah, you definitely have to finish that before you watch Captain America.
Yeah, and I'm excited because I haven't seen the new Captain America yet, and I'm stoked for Fantastic Four.
I'm very stoked for Fantastic Four.
Me too.
It's probably
so excited.
This year, it's probably my most anticipated movie.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Probably, I think it's mine too. Like, I saw the first trailer, loved it, loved the second trailer even more. So stoked.
High hopes. They got big shoes to fill.
They do, but I'm so excited. So, but anyway.
Oh, you're missing out, man. I could do a whole episode just me ranting about how good some of the TV shows is.
I've seen WandaVision all the way, loved it, and again, I'm on Falcon and Winter Soldier, so I gotta give up my game.
If you liked WandaVision, you're gonna love Agatha.
I'm excited for that. I'm so excited.
It's solid. It's very good.
So excited for that show.
And of course, it ties into Multiverse of Madness. Yep. Loki, the Loki TV show, phenomenal. Moon Knight was good. I don't think I liked it as much as everybody else liked it, but it was very good.
Yep.
I'm trying to think the Hawkeye TV show is my personal favorite.
I've heard that's really good.
It's Christmas themed. Themed.
Is it really? Cool.
Yes. It ties into Daredevil Born Again, which was also really good. It also gives you the Echo spinoff, which is tied in with all that. Daredevil's also tied into the She-Hulk show, which is another controversial show that I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm looking forward to rewatching them. There's something. Have you said so? Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Looking forward to it. Cannot wait. Now, I can't remember. You've only seen the first 3?
I've never seen any of them.
I told you today. I said
that is the wildest hot take I think I've probably said on this podcast. I've never watched a Mission Impossible movie.
I'll say this right now. The first 3 movies, they're like 90s camp and all that stuff. Not 90s camp, but they're not my favorites. after you get 3, like you get Ghost Protocol, and after that, I'm just like love every one of those movies. Like I cannot wait for Final Reckoning. But like my favorite one is Fallout. Like Fallout is the one with Henry Cavill.
Okay.
That is
See,
6.
yeah, it's funny because I was talking about that
You
fist
were
bump
the
scene.
fist pump thing.
I didn't even know that was from Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Mission Impossible 3 is awesome.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Okay, so Mission Impossible 1 and 2, you might love them or not. Mission Impossible 3 is awesome. So 3 and up. 3 and up. But yeah, anyway, you didn't know that was from a Mission Impossible.
I didn't even know Henry Cavill, and I'm a big Henry Cavill fan. I didn't even know he was in a Mission Impossible movie.
So good in it.
Yeah.
I would say outside of his Superman role, his character in Fallout is just badass.
Which I haven't seen Fallout, but my favorite Henry Cavill role isn't even Superman. It's actually The Witcher.
I've heard he's really good in it. So
Oh, it's so good.
what is your thoughts on, because you've seen the show, what's your thoughts on this recasting?
It's the dumbest. I'm gonna go ahead and not even say pardon my French. It's the dumbest fucking thing Netflix could have done. That show. I don't even know, and I don't even have anything against the Hemsworth, Liam Hemsworth. I have nothing against him. I think he's fine.
He's
but
a great
I think
actor, yeah.
I think
I've not seen the show.
Henry Cavill was, especially the show was established. It had 2 very successful seasons.
I know, but yeah, I know. Like I wanted your opinion because I haven't seen the show yet, but
nobody's gonna watch it. Nobody.
It's gonna fail. Like I really think 4 is gonna be the final season. Again, I've not seen the show, but I really just think that like because Henry was so loved in those first 3 seasons that I just don't see.
Yeah.
They're taking forever to release it. I'm like, when are they gonna release this?
You know why they separated?
Why?
So Henry Cavill, which you probably know this because you're a huge Henry Cavill fan, he's a huge nerd.
I've heard that.
He's a huge nerd.
And he's a big fan of The Witcher.
He is a big fan of The Witcher, both the video game and the books. And they kept wanting to deviate from the character. And he was very adamant that he wanted to stick to the character. He wanted to be as close to the lore book as possible. And they kept getting into arguments over it.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. So, Interesting.
Did you know that he almost missed the call for being Superman because he was playing World of Warcraft?
No, he wasn't. Really?
I swear, he was doing a raid with his clan on World of Warcraft, and he got the call, and he just happened to look down and saw he had a missed call from I think it was Zack Snyder, and then he called him back, and that's how he found out he got the role. Yeah.
Well, fun fact: did you know this? Do you remember not the Zack Snyder Justice League, but the one that went in theaters? I don't call it Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, the theatrical release.
I don't think it's a bad movie, by the way. I actually like that movie too. But anyway, Henry was filming Mission Impossible Fallout while they were going back and doing reshoots for Justice League, and like there was a contract. You cannot shave his mustache, so that is why they had to do that CGI. I don't know if you know this or not, but like
I don't know if I did notice the CGI.
There's moments where he had a CGI lip because the mustache was there, and they had to CGI that lip mustache on.
Now I'm gonna have to like rewatch Justice League and try to look for that.
See if you can know.
That's funny.
There's only a couple of like moments where I actually notice it, and other times I'm like, that's either CGI or not. But there's 2 moments. I think 2 moments. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, this was great. I mean, almost 20 minutes. This is awesome.
Yeah, we're at an hour and 24 minutes right now. It's been a solid first episode, and there was no like stutter or like dull moments where we were like gasping for something. That's what I was worried about, was like just making sure we had a good flowing conversation.
And we do. Like that's the great thing. The first anybody's, for me at least, because I used to do these by myself. I do the ones with Nick, which I love, but the ones that I would do by myself, I always had the hardest time doing live streams by myself. But like this has been fantastic. I feel like where was I going with this? Like anytime you do the first stream, I feel like it's really hard, but I feel like this was just fantastic, and we had so much fun. So much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I've definitely had a blast too. Yeah. Also,
So-
anybody else? I don't know if there's any other anime fans here. It's probably been 3 or 4 years now, but I did actually used to have a podcast about anime called Anime Chateau. I don't put anything out, anymore. It's been years. But if anybody wants to go back and check that out, that'd be cool too.
Send me a link, like
Yeah.
after we're done with this, and I'll try to like put all this stuff in
Yeah.
the description box. But also, if you are watching this on my channel, go over, because I've been putting links in the comments. Go over to our YouTube channel, which is the Double Edge Cinema, and you can watch this stuff there too. And we'd appreciate
The subs.
the subs and the love, and you all are awesome. And then also like this.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so we're gonna do our next episode on the 21st, and then the 4th of next month will be the following, assuming some other plans that Justin may have might get in the way. We'll see how that goes.
My late
Or no,
night love.
You know what? We moved your vacation, so actually the 4th works. So it worked out all. So
What about
that's
that
cool.
late night lover I have? He's like gonna be waiting.
Well, that's between you and your late night lover.
I don't have a late night.
He can love on you after the podcast, Justin.
I don't have a late night lover, so I'm sleeping. That's what mine is. Golden Girls. That's my late night lover. Oh, anyway, this was so much fun. Thank you.
Yeah,
Nathan.
yeah, I've had a blast. Yeah.
Thank you for everybody. And this is again my buddy TJ.
Yeah, thanks for having me, you guys. I don't put out video game content very often anymore, but if you want, I'm on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Facebook was my big one. Streams with a Z. Shoot me a follow there.
Yeah.
Or I also run a somewhat decent Discord server. If anybody wants, I talk about movies in there. I share movie trailers. Like I have a whole movie trailer channel. I share movie trailers in there weekly. I have a Marvel chat and a DC chat because I'm not biased, even though I prefer Marvel. And I share Marvel content in there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's our controversial episode right there. Boom.
Boom, right there.
Yeah.
Boom. Well, thank you, Jason. Thank you.
Did you know that Marvel and DC through all of time have continuously ripped characters off of each other?
Oh yeah. Yep. I remember Batman v Superman came out, and then Civil War came out, and it was like
just like comic book wise, like Deadpool, for instance. Deathstroke, right?
Yeah.
Deathstroke, Deadpool, Slade Wilson, Wade Wilson. Deadpool was literally created to be a parody version of Deathstroke.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why he's like goofy and does whatever,
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, just stuff like that. Like it's very common both ways. Yeah.
And then I don't mean to throw you under the bus. Speaking of Batman, you've never seen the Tim Burton Batmans, have you?
No.
So we
I remember the Clooney ones somewhat. I've not watched them in a very long time. Obviously, I remember Christian Bale, and then obviously Pattinson.
You'll have to watch those.
We'll have to do a Batman video.
I would love that
because I got some hot takes on Batman, fellas.
He's got so much hot takes on this, and I know this because we've talked about it at work. And I'm like, TJ, I love you, dude. You're crazy, though. You're crazy. So
I like DC. I favor Marvel for I just favor Marvel.
I mean,
I like DC. I don't like Batman.
See, that's
I don't get it.
I was trying to leave that as a spoiler. I love Batman.
But I do like some Batman movies. I do like Batman movies.
Have you ever seen?
I have hot takes for specific Batman movies.
I don't even know this, so this would be great. No, I do. I kind of know. We talked about it.
Yeah.
We won't talk about it right now. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, it was a little side tangent at the end there.
Side tangent, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So I love Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
I got hot takes about that trilogy too.
I know you do. I've heard this too. I've heard this. We'll wait.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, we appreciate this, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and if you're watching this on the playback, thank you. And then TJ, let's give a shout out. We don't have to give names, but our coworkers.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
I think every one of them came through at some point. So yeah,
You're
except for
the best.
the one that's not really technically inclined. So
But thank you, everybody.
yeah, it's been
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. And TJ, thanks for doing this with me, bud.
Yeah, everybody. We will see you in 2 weeks on the 14th. No, 21st. 21st for a Final Destination movie or
I'm excited.
review.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I am so excited.
Yep.
But anyway, you all are awesome. Y'all rock. I love you all. And thank you for tuning into our first episode. I'm excited to get this started. Wow. Anyway, let's close this out. Have a great night, everybody. Peace. Bye. Let me click out of this real quick. Oh. I've not done StreamYard in forever. I love you all. We're still live.
Yeah.
So let's end this.
Let's dance.
Da-da-da-da-da. Woo!